Before we fix the landscape mode, let's also test our app on a very small screen. And for that here, I created a super small emulator on a 3.7-inch device, which is not too big. And I'll then launch the app on that emulator. So here's the app on a smaller device, a very small device. And as you can see on portrait mode, this looks okay. Doesn't look too shabby. We can certainly work with that. But of course here on landscape mode, we also will have a problem. If I turn on device rotation here, as you can tell, especially on such a super small device, the chart is basically not there. The image is too big, therefore we have that overflow caused by the image, which we don't resize dynamically. And yeah, the chart simply doesn't fit there on smaller screens. So we might want a different solution for landscape and, well, then also landscape on smaller screens. But it's a general landscape problem. Our app is clearly aimed at portrait mode right now, and it doesn't work on landscape mode, neither on small devices nor on big devices. So let's fix that, and let's see how we can fix that. One possible fix, and that can be valid based on the app you're building, is that you simply don't allow landscape mode. You can do this in your main.dart file in the main function, which is the first function that runs when your app starts. Instead of using that shortcut where you only have one expression in there, let's use that longer form here, like this. And besides just running run app here, which of course is an important function to run your app, you can now also use a certain object, system Chrome. For that, you need to import package flutter services.dart. You need to add this import here in your main.dart file. And system Chrome allows you to set some application-wide or system-wide settings for your app. And there, for example, you can call set preferred orientations and pass a list of orientations you want to use or you want to allow for your app. And this should be a list, and there you can use device orientation dot, and now, for example, only allow portrait up and maybe portrait down, so that you don't care about how the user is holding his phone, but it should be in portrait mode. Like this. No, this should of course be portrait down here, so that we lock this to portrait mode. Now, one important note, as of the latest version of Flutter, you also need to add something here. You need to add widgets Flutter binding and call ensure initialized on that, just like this, before you try setting the preferred orientations like that. Otherwise, on some devices, it might not work. Now, you'll not see this throughout the rest of this video because previously you didn't have to add this, but now you do. So make sure you add this line of code in front of this part here. In the next minutes, you'll also see that I still have portrait up there because I incorrectly did add this twice. Of course, it should be portrait down. And since I updated the video to, include this new line of code you have to add, I decided to also update this. With all of that, with this code, if you save this and you then restart your app, you will see that now we're forced into portrait mode and we can't rotate this app. And this might be a viable solution for many applications that really don't make sense on landscape mode. But it can also be a solution where you simply are too lazy to implement a proper landscape mode. So here I'll actually comment it out because, of course, besides that quick win here, which can be viable, I want to show you how you can actually adjust your app to landscape mode in a way that it really works there and looks good there.